Here's a hot and probably fairly unpopular take about crypto in general. And my opinion on this topic has not changed since the very beginning of this channel, and anybody can go back to my old live streams, videos, and debates for how I feel about this topic. People are all blown away because Sam Bankman Fried Chicken can't tie his shoes, just bamboozled people out of billions of dollars. Perhaps the largest Ponzi scheme in history makes Madoff look like a joke. This dude was endorsed by all the biggest agencies in the world. He was donations over to Prezi T-shirt. He was Dollar Bill Clinton. He was doing speeches with Goldman. He's on CNBC. He's touted as this genius. He's got Kevin O'Leary and all the mainstream heads all intertwined. He's convincing heads of state, mayors, buying television commercials, doing the largest fraud right in plain sight. But somehow nobody knew. And then there's all these articles like, oh, Bitcoin is coming down because everybody's shaken up about this collapse. It's like, yeah, because I think that the whole crypto market is going to collapse, at least a vast majority of it. Because a lot of these valuations are based on a whole lot of nothing. Levered up, borrowing at small percentages when money was cheap. This dude just made a backdoor and swiped all the money. Now, I do think that some tokens will succeed, especially ones that have a function or a purpose. Or ones that are backed by legitimate money, like gold, for example. But these supposed stable coins are far from stable. And the most significant value prop of these cryptocurrencies in the first place was how they were deregulated, how they were somehow getting you out of this interwoven financial system that only benefits the powerful elite. Yet those exact same powerful elite, those are the institutional investors that they want to get in so that these coins can be worth billions and trillions of dollars. And then when they come in and some snarl Barkley just robs everybody out the back door, what do? They just beg for regulation. So this is just going to continue to happen with any number of coins or exchanges, marketplaces, whatever, until the people do exactly what they want. Beg for regulation, beg for intervention. And if that doesn't work and all else fails, all they're going to do is say that mining these cryptocurrencies and exchanging them finances tea, or it finances, I don't know, laundering or some nefarious activity, or the very final and most obvious ace in the hole, that transacting in cryptocurrency is pollution and that it hurts the planet. It's global warming, it's climate change, whatever. That will be the final out. Now, when these things are getting seized, tracked, regulated, confiscated, robbed in plain sight, and gaining enough traction that large financial institutions invest in them, again, the value prop is gone. Now they're regulated. Now they're just like anything else, except it's managed by some upside-down sloppy jalopy with curly hair that doesn't know if he's going left or right. And in the end, I would wager that the exact same supposed ideals that these things were supposed to help people escape will be the same exact thing that they actually usher in. Because blockchain is revolutionary, and that is going nowhere. But putting individually wrapped tokens managed by whoever in some foreign land or a domestic person or whatever, especially one that's not regulated or whatever, just creates the environment where this person can defraud you instead of this other institution. It's the same exact game. But in the end, under the guise of protecting the people and more importantly, protecting the planet, they will steal them all away, in my opinion. Or they will make them so cost prohibitive or so impossible that they will not have any value. And now everybody's pumping them because it's just the next thing to get people excited about. And a lot of these investors are your everyday retail investor, your uninformed investor. And they're the ones that are going to lose the most. Meanwhile, the big guys are setting up trusts and index funds to capitalize off you playing in the marketplace. You buying them, selling them, holding them, exchanging them, and then they're just cashing it out for USD or whatever else. They found a way to monetize it without holding the bag, without having the same risk as the retail investor. And when it all comes down to it, they'll be able to escape scot-free. They've created complicated financial investments and instruments that most people don't understand, which is exactly what they were doing with all the other existing financial instruments to begin with. I'm more financially literate than a large percentage of the people I know, and even I don't know how to do a lot of things as it relates to finances. That's the thing about money and the financial game. It's like everybody wants money. Everybody wants to get rich. Not everybody's willing to put in the time to understand it, or they just don't have the time. So this is just yet another get-rich-quick scheme. Some guy knows better than you, and if you only put your money in and hope and pray, maybe you'll get rich. One coin will be worth $1 billion by the end of 2023, or whatever garbage they're telling people. And since everybody's memory span is 6 months to 12 months long, people barely remember what happened 2 months ago. So whatever, I'm sure that people will have an unpopular opinion, not think that this is a very popular or accurate opinion. I'm sure they'll chime in the comments, and that's fine. Their go-to is, you don't understand. Like, you're not smart enough to get it. And sure, maybe that is the case. Maybe I'm not smart enough to get it. But I think to say that every single person should be invested in these things is just inaccurate. And all of the promises and stuff that they suggest that they say are going to happen if you only take this course or learn from this guru or whatever. I just think that a lot of other people could be deploying their capital and investing it in a lot of different ways. And I think when the dust settles in the whole crypto sphere, I think that less than 5% of them will actually have any purpose 10 years from now. And it doesn't mean that nobody in crypto will make money or everybody involved with it is operating some nefarious operation. It just means that I think there's a lot of shady activity that's going on there, and I don't know that it's going to shake out the way that everybody thinks in the long term. And I think that this scam, this scandal is just one in a long string of many that have already happened and many that are soon to come. And these big exchanges and these big holding marketplaces, if they go bankrupt, what are you going to do? What recourse do you even have? Because it's all fun and games until the music stops and people realize that there's no chair left for them. And then some people be like, but where are you going to leave it? In Chase, Wells Fargo? I'm not giving you a recommendation. I'm just calling it like I see it with this particular instance. I don't know any better than you. This is not financial advice. That's just what I see. I hope people reinvest into themselves and buy actual, real, tangible assets that stand the test of time. And most importantly, cash flow. Because the people that I usually see endorsing crypto, and I don't even mean Bitcoin, I mean a lot of the other altcoins, but you can lump Bitcoin in there just for the sake of this discussion. A lot of the people that are for it are investing their disposable cash. They already have a lot of money that they made in a lot of other different ways that weren't crypto. And then you have the people that made a lot of money in crypto that started out very early, that are financially incentivized to get more people into the game. So again, I do think people will make money, have made money, and I do think some of them will last for the long term. But I would wager that the vast majority of them don't. And the vast majority of people, especially people who are not investing just disposable income or don't really understand it fully or whatever, probably shouldn't even be in them at all, but whatever. This is a dicey take no matter what, because again, if you're already in or you already made money or you have some type of financial gain as a result of encouraging people to get involved, it's a good game. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, they're not all involved in some nefarious act. I just think that the prospect that they can just wipe their value away with the stroke of a pen as easily as they do, and there's so many, it's such a wild, wild west as it relates to these exchanges and whatnot, where you could have your name on a stadium and be on the 5 o'clock news and everybody unanimously agree that you're a good guy, and then even you zap everybody. All I have to say is it's a jungle out there, and this is just a dicey arena to play. That's all.